Hey everybody, it's me again with the cool hand gestures. Um, I'm back again to go live and talk about your business. But you know what? I don't want this to be like class, right? Because class is painful. Everybody hated school. I hated school until I got to be in college and I got to study like cool things that I wanted to study. So let's get a little invigorated because I know that most of us, including me, has been at my desk all day, like going like this, right? So let's get a little juiced up and think about how lucky we are, right? It's Gratitude Tuesday. No, it's not Gratitude Tuesday. It's Giving Tuesday. But you know what you need to have to start giving? Stuff. And that's what your business helps you get, right? Through sales. Yes, we like sales in life. Sorry, I'm feeling very 1920s today. Thus the hat. So last time, sorry for the crummy fade. Last time we were talking about what a sale actually is. But before we get into that, I want to talk about how gratitude relates to giving, right? Because today's Giving Tuesday. That's like some kind of there's some kind of like nonprofit drive where all these nonprofits are asking people to give today. And I just want to accentuate like how important it is to be thankful and grateful for where we are so that we can reach out and actually help others. Because if you're not making sales, somebody else has got to help you. But if you are making sales, you can help somebody else, and that feels good. And we all want to feel good, right? So, yay, Gratitude Tuesday. No, I keep saying gratitude, but it's not it. It's giving. They're related. All right. So let's talk about your sales process. Last time we talked about what the definition of a sale was. And unlike most people's idea that the sale is actually the final step in the sale is basically a confirmation and a solidification of trust, energy, and clarity between a business and a customer, between a client and a provider, all of those things, right? So if you have those dialed in, awesome, right? So next, let's talk about your sales process. And I know, like I said, I come from an arts background, and one of the big ways that artists shame each other is when one is successful, the other ones point to him or her or them and say, you're a sellout. You did something that somebody wanted you to do, and that is somehow wrong. But the truth is, if you don't ask people what they want and you don't deliver something that provides value to people, you don't have anything to sell. Correct? Right? Am I right? So how many of you are winging it? I did this for so many years, and it's an incredibly insecure and stress-producing way to live, where you're relying on word of mouth, you're relying on advertisements that sometimes work and sometimes don't, when you're relying on referrals. These are all things that can supplement a strategy, but to rely on them alone is you'll drive yourself nuts. We don't want you nuts. So let's keep it straightforward and simple, right? The first thing you've got to know, and I know if you're a real legitimate business, you've got to know your numbers. And I understand it can be painful to look at your numbers, but nonetheless, I don't care if you're a brick and mortar or if you're a freelancer or if you're somebody with a side hustle, right? You've got to know how much you're spending and how much you need to keep making, right? So you got to be really clear on those numbers. I had a conversation with my mother, who is not a business person, a few months ago, and she was complaining about the state of small business in the world today. She said, businesses don't have any savings. How come all these businesses need loans because of this pandemic? And I explained to her that, particularly a small business, there's a huge amount of reinvesting in the business that has to happen, right? Of course, you have to keep some money for a safety net, but savings, in a lot of cases, it's just not a practical way to keep things moving forward, right? So are you clear on your numbers? Do you have, if you have a nest egg, it might be gone by now. But are you clear on the numbers on how much it costs you? Because I've been doing a lot of Facebook advertising lately for a client, and they've talked about how it works. So a lot of people expect that when you do Facebook advertising, you're going to, put in $20 in Facebook, and put in $100, put in $300 into Facebook, right? And you put in $20, and you're going to get back, five $500 clients. And if it was that amazing, they would make even more money than they make now. But it's not like that. It's more like, put in $1, get back $1.50. Put in $1, get back $3, which is an awesome, awesome return. But you have to realize that there's a ratio happening there, right? And as it is with your whole business, right? I'm sure you have COGS if you're selling products, right? So know your ratios, right? Work your ratios. That's important, right? Don't just do like the best you can do, because I don't know if you guys heard about this. I'm sure there's a name for it. It's called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically the theory that work expands to the amount of time allotted for it. And I can look it up and put it in the comments below. But the same happens with your business budget, right? If you have a goal to hit, you will automatically get closer to that goal than if you were like, okay, this is about what we do every month. Every December, these are our normal numbers. If you amp that up by having a goal, things will come into play a little bit more quickly, right? So almost nobody in this world that is successful is not able to sell, right? And this is a big problem, just like, the artist world that I told you about earlier. And it's huge for small businesses as well, right? Because you guys, you love what if you love what you produce, whether it's a service or a product, if you can't get out there and show people the value of it and find the people that want to purchase it, you're nowhere. You're absolutely nowhere, right? So my question to you is, how often are you reaching out to people to ask them to buy from you? That's an important thing, right? And we do have kind of an out now because we have these publications, we have internet, but like before Gutenberg, I'm getting all old, super old school now, and the printing press, where they just had, like a piece of paper that you could give somebody, you had to say, hey, here's this thing, do you want it? And the amount of sales you make is directly proportionate to the amount of offers that you make, right? So if you're just putting up an ad in a local paper, or you're just putting up the same Facebook ad, or something that's just getting you moderate results, part of the magic of digital advertising is that you can see your return on that, right? If you take a poster and you put it up around in different shops around town, you could ask people, hey, how did you learn about my business, right? But that's not the same as being able to see how many people saw it, how many people clicked on it, how many people bought it. Because then what you can do is you could do a thing called A/B testing, as in choose A or choose B. And then you can see which one, you can make tiny tweaks and see which one your audience chooses, right? It's super incredibly cool because you can really, really hone in on what works. And truthfully, if you're going to serve your people, you need to find a way to reach them well, and you need to speak their language, and you need to understand what moves them. So the more sales you make, then we get into the problem, right? Say you are a freelancer and you have 20 active clients and one client has a crisis. What's going to happen, right? Your other clients are going to get either served slowly or neglected. And it depends, I guess, on how urgent what they have, how they feel. So how do you balance that, right? How do you balance that? When you're stressed out, you're trying to serve your people and you're trying to grow. And as you grow, you have to invest in more, you have to invest in a bigger hosting package. You have to invest in more tools to serve your clients, right? But if you have 20 clients and like one is getting neglected, that one is going to drop off. And there's a wheel, right? Hopefully you keep like 85 to 90% of your clients, but typically like there is some, I think it's called not retribution, restitution. No, I don't know what it's called. Recidivism. There is some recidivism, right? And by the time you invest in the things that you need to invest in to serve these 20 clients, then when you lose the income from the clients that drop off, you're kind of in a spot, right? Are you getting this? And I've been there, right? You can see I've been there. I know how that goes, right? So stick with me and we will help you get over that whole teeter-totter thing. I'm trying to keep these to 10 minutes. Otherwise I would keep going. But I'll be back tomorrow to talk more about it. And in the meantime, find your favorite nonprofit and give what you can, because this is a tough year for nonprofits. A lot of grants have just dissolved, and a lot of people are hurting. And so if you have something to give, be grateful for what you have and give what you can. And also I'm giving what I can. So check out spylabs.com, and we have a free 350 business tools for you that you can use in your business. They're all free. I'm giving them to you free. They're all vetted and they're free to use. And they're everything from like stock photos to business plans to team management to customer service, chat bots, all kinds of things. So check it out. It's at spylabs with a z.com. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks.